What's up, guys? Welcome back to the studios. Lock here. If you're new, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Let's get into locking down some content. Today I want to talk about dispatch. I'm going to do a little bit of a detailed explanation of dispatch, how it works, what to do, what not to do, and hopefully this helps. I did throw out an earlier video about dispatch, just a quick run through of the teams that I used and how I did it. Since then, I've kind of progressed through, learned a little bit more, and so this time I want to do a more of a detailed video about dispatch and whatnot. Okay, so first off, you can see my dispatch level is 32. The best way to level your dispatch is, now mind you, everybody's cleared sectors are gonna vary. It's gonna be based on your account, your ability, what you can do, what you can't do, your cards, and all that good stuff, right? So, excuse me. So what you're gonna want to do is, when you go to a mission, okay, you have use energy and don't use energy. If you have this box checked and you have use energy on, you're not going to get any experience. You're not going to get dispatch level, none of that stuff. So if you look at the right down here, there's a little question mark. Tap and highlight. It says only character experience, uniform experience, and dispatch experience will be acquired when you have entered the battle without using energy. Now what this means is, when that box is unchecked, you can run this unlimited, right? You can run it an unlimited amount of times, and you'll get experience, you'll get dispatch experience, and you'll get uniform experience. So if you have uniforms and you don't have experience chips, this is going to help. It'll also help you level characters. As you can see, I have a team with Null, Iron Man, and Elektra. I was leveling Elektra up using this earlier. But if you have this checked, you won't get any of those. But you will get all the rewards. Or, well, not all of them. You'll get a chance at these rewards. It's all RNG based. But that's how that goes. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to clear to the highest possible stage you can get to. Right? Whether that be Sector 5. Say Sector 5-3, you get stuck there. Or Sector 7-1, you get stuck there. Wherever it is you get stuck. Okay? You're going to want to go back stages. So, hypothetically speaking, we'll use stage 5 as a max for newer, average, whatever players. That you get stuck at stage 5-4. Okay, you were able to clear 5-3. You can't clear 5-4. So, unless you build up more meta characters or better builds and cards and such, you're kind of stuck there, right? Unless you figure out a team that's going to help you. I'll talk about that a little bit later in the video, but for now, we're just going to go with this. So 5-4 is where we're stuck at, hypothetically speaking, right? Since you've reached that point and now you're stuck, what do you have left to do, right? Like, oh, well, now I'm just going to collect rewards. No, okay? Now, I have purposely not acquired my rewards for this video. Okay, so you can see the difference. Okay, so anyways, once you've cleared your max stage, you're going to go back and say, hypothetically speaking, we'll go back to Sector 3, right? You're going to want to level your dispatch level here. Okay, that's going to increase your chances at rewards. Okay, so right now, being dispatch level 32, my chances for rewards on stages are increased by 30%. Okay, you get 10% for every 10 levels of dispatch. So 1 through 10 is going to be 10%. Once you hit 11, you're going to go up to 20%. Once you hit, I believe that's how it works. Once you hit 30, you get 30%. So 10, 10%, 20%, 30%, right? 10, 20, and 30. Progressively, okay? So you're going to want to level that. Even though you're stuck, you're going to want to level that, okay? So while you're asleep at night, when, you know, if you're going to work or whatever, and you have a computer at home, and you have BlueStacks, whatever, or even just an extra phone, or even on the phone that you have, while you're asleep at night, whatever, come back to a lower stage that you know that your team can clear on auto. Okay? And so hypothetically speaking, we'll say 3-1. You're going to go to auto progress, and you're going to make sure repeat. Okay, don't use auto progress over here. Don't use this. This is garbage. It's waste of time. The AI plays like crap. You will have gotten to 5-5 manually, and that thing wouldn't even get past 3-1 on progress. But you'll go back to a stage that you know, and you can test. Set it to 5 to test, and then just hit start with your team, and if they can clear that particular stage 5 times in a row successfully without losing once, then you can auto that stage pretty much indefinitely. So once you do that, I go and I set my number to 200. Okay, to 200. Okay, 50 clears is, I think, like 2.5 hours. 3 minutes of clear, or 3 minutes per stage. So you figure, okay, what's 50 times 3? That's 150 minutes. Okay, that's a little over 2 hours. No, it's 2.5 hours. Okay, 2.5 hours on the money, actually. So I set it for 200. Well, if 50 is 2.5 hours, multiply that by 4. Okay, so we got 10 hours. So I set it for 10 hours. So if I sleep late, or if I don't sleep late and I'm up early, you know, usually when I get up in the morning, I'll, you know, make my coffee, all that good stuff, and get ready for the day. So that'll be an extra hour or so, maybe 2. So that's where that comes in. I just leave my phone sit and run while I'm doing other stuff around the house, or while I'm working, because I do work from home. But anyways, let that run, and that will level your dispatch. Okay? And then when you come back, you'll get your dispatch chest for levels and stuff that you did, which you probably aren't going to get much of anything unless you get really, really lucky. But the main point is to increase this. Okay? So don't run any missions with energy until you get at least 20%. Right? Because you're going to increase your rate in which you obtain rewards. Okay? So why waste energy for 10% when you could double that just by running some dispatch while you sleep for a couple of nights? Okay. Once you hit level 30, it does take a little bit longer. 30 to 32 took me like 3 nights. So once you do hit level 30, it does take much more experience to level them. But go ahead and do that, just so when you do decide to use energy to run for rewards, you're optimizing, right? You're optimizing here to get the best chances for the best stuff you can possibly get. Okay. Now, on your stages, you have dispatch. Okay. These are your characters, yada, yada, yada. Okay. You're going to place characters in here to get your rewards for your acquire button, this is like your passive income rewards, right? You cleared the stage, you got your character there. They're earning for you even when you're not playing the game. Okay. It is vital, and I can't stress this enough. It is vital that once you have reached a max stage that you can do, go back to the first sector and start clearing out every single stage's challenges. Clear these. Okay. There's a huge difference between not completing them and completing them, which I'm going to show you here in just a second. Huge difference. Has a major impact on the rewards you get. Okay. Now, grant you, when you do place your characters, okay, you have a bar up here. For every character has a score point. Okay. Every character has a score point of towards this bar up here. Okay. The higher the score, the higher the points. The higher the points, the higher the bonus. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to go to particular sectors. Okay, I suggest your first 2 sectors. Okay, clear out all your dispatch characters. Okay, take them off all the stages. Okay, like me personally, I'm going for EOD and TCP. So that's going to be Sector 6 and Sector 8. I put my best on those 2 sectors. Why? Because the character score, which you can see like Thanos is 84,018, affects your bonus up here. Okay? The higher the score, the higher the points, the higher the bonus. So I get a 30% bonus for Sector 8, and I get that same 30% bonus for Sector 6. And then you move on to other more needed resources. And that's the beauty of it, because you can change these based on your needs, right? So for me, I did Sector 6, Sector 8, and then Sector 7 and Sector 9, okay? This is TCP, EOD, Mandalay, and Awakening crystals, right? And then I went ahead and did Sector 10 in the 5th slot. And then I went backwards, right? So we got Sector 5 is, I believe it's BAM, and then Sector 4 is Chaos Norn. I could be wrong. I'd have to double check. But these 2 are definitely Chaos Norn and BAM. So I did Chaos Norn first because right now I'm on a binge of T2ing. So I need those Chaos Norns to T2 extra characters. But excuse me. So I went ahead and did my Chaos Norn stage, and then I did the BAM stage. So those are my highest. And then I did the Feathers and the Emicrons, and then I did Sector 1 last, because that's just regular Norn stones and gold and such. So that's going to be the last one you're going to want to do. But so even though you do that, there is going to be RNG involved in the rewards that you get and acquire, right? I've had it to where I've waited a max timer and pulled from Sector 8, which is my TCP, pulled from Sector 8 and only got 2 TCP, right? I've pulled from Sector 6 and only got 4 EOD. But then, and that's from maximum wait timers. But then I've gone in to Sector 6 and pulled 20 minutes after I pulled max rewards, and pulled again just to test and got 140 EOD. So there is RNG involved, but that is because you have this. That bonus percent is going to be, is basically like a bonus percent chance to get extra, okay? To get extra. So you might have some dispatch stages where you're like, your bar up here is like right here on the edge to making it to the next percent reward. So like say 30 to 40%, and you're like right there. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go back to a different sector, say one that has high characters on it, like my Sector 6, and you have T3s and such in here. Try pulling one of those out. Try pulling one of your especially considering you have a bar that looks like this, it's like 60, 70%. Pull one of those T3s out and replace it with a different character. And you're still going to keep that percent because you have such extra on the bar that you can afford to pull that character. Pull that character, go back to the other stage, pull the lower level character from the stage, or from your list of characters for that sector, and replace it with that T3. And you're going to make up that difference and push yourself to the next percent. So now you've optimized, right? So instead of one stage being 20% and the other stage being 40%, well, now you have 30% and 40% instead of 20 and 40. Or it could have been 30% and 40%. Now you're at 40% on both, right? That's going to increase your passive rewards when you go to collect, okay? As for the challenges, you're going to want to complete those because those are going to affect other rewards that you get, mainly gold, energy, clear tickets and such, and you're going to want more clear tickets, especially if you're a newer middle grade player. You're going to need those clear tickets because that's how you're going to level your dispatch, especially if you don't have 40,000 like I do. Okay, I've assumed those over the years. Okay, so the effect of challenges on rewards, right? Okay. Sector 10, I have 3 challenges completed, right? Out of 15 total. Pay attention to the gold, okay? Remember, this was the 5th one in line. The 5th one in line for best characters, because this is the CCF sector. And then remember, Sector 1 was the last sector I did, which has the worst characters on it. So if you go and look at the dispatch bonus, you can see it's 20%. If we look at Sector 10, I believe it's 30%. No, it's 20% as well. So we have the same chances, right? The same amount of chance for rewards. We may get a bunch of CCF, or we may not. We may get a bunch of Norn Stones, or we may not. But we're going to find out. Okay? So, check this out. This is with 3 challenges, and 1 has max challenges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Except for 7-2, I didn't complete that because that particular one requires Adam Warlock, and I do not have him unlocked. Otherwise, that would be 100% as well. But my challenges are completed to max all the way to stage 8-2. Watch the gold progressively, okay? And it's not just the gold, it's going to be the clear tickets, the energy, and other static rewards that come for every sector, right? So let's go ahead and start with 1. Now, mind you, remember, keep in mind, 1 to 10. Watch the gold on 10, or technically start watching the gold at Sector 8, and then into 9, and then into 10. Watch how much lower it gets. Even the static rewards like energy and clear tickets drastically drop, right? So let's check it out. Sector 1. Okay, we got 145,950 gold, 15 energy, 90 clear tickets, 8 of regular gear enhancement materials, and a bunch of Norn and some Mkron shards. Okay, 7, 11, and 9 on the Norn stones. Sector 2, 142,500 gold, 15 energy, 9 Mkron, 15 clear tickets. Sector 3, 144,075 gold, 15 energy, and 9 feathers. 4, 144,900 gold and 5 Chaos Norn. Sector 5, 144,525 gold, 15 energy, and 10 BAM. Sector 6, 154,560 gold, and we got 6 EOD. Sector 7, 134,880 gold, 48 clear tickets, and look at that. Amazing. You love to see it. 35 Mandalay. 35 Mandalay. That's that RNG, baby. Check that out. All right, you love it. We love it. That I love dispatch. This is why I'm making this is the exact reason why I'm making this video. Okay? That was sector 7, my last max sector. Okay? Now Sector 8 is where it's going to start dropping. Okay, you remember watching those 145s, 142,000s, those 150,000 golds, right? Check out Sector 8. Sector 8, we got 100,640, 16 energy, and 5 TCP. Sector 9, 70,575 gold and 7 awakening crystals. You see how the gold is dropping progressively? Now we're not even getting energy. We're not getting extra clear tickets. It's dropping because I have not completed those challenges. Check out Sector 10. It's going to drop to the bottom. 47,700 gold, and that's not even bad at all. 6 CCF. That was, 3 challenges, and we got some fairly decent RNG in there. And we got 6 CCF. That's not horrible. But you see the difference just in the static rewards. We were getting, clear tickets, energy, almost like clockwork, excuse me. Just bam, 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 one after the other. And then once we started getting up to the higher sectors where there was less challenges completed, you could see the gold drastically drop. We were going from 145, 150,000 gold and clear tickets and energy 15, 16, to none. And the gold dropped from 140 or 150,000 down to 47. I've gotten, at maximum, I usually can pull about 180 to 190,000 gold per sector up to sector 8. At sector 8, it just kind of, it falls off into the trash can. That is why it is very vital that once you reach a max sector, you go back and you start completing those challenges so you can maximize these rewards. Optimize your dispatch characters. Go in, check your stages, wipe all the characters out of your sectors. Pick the most important sector rewards that you need the most. I suggest picking the 2 you need most and putting your best on there. And then finishing up other sectors in tandem for rewards that you need. So for you, for me, it's EOD and TCP. For you, it might be Mandalorian Awakening. It might be CCF. It might be EOD and Chaos Norns. Whatever 2 you need the most, for particular to yourself, do those first, and then add the rest, and then go back in and re-optimize your experience bars up here at the top with your characters based on the character scores that you see in your character list. Every character has a different score. Optimize, that way you can get the maximum amount of percent per sector, right? You don't want one, way over here, but it won't go up anymore to reach the next part, but you have another one that's up here that possibly could. And all you have to do is remove 1 or 2 characters from the other one, drop it down to like right here, and move those over to the other sector, those 2 characters to the other sector. And so this one goes from right here to the next percent. So now you're getting 30 and 30 instead of 20 and 30, right? As for characters, I find it best when going through the stages. I find it best to. This is my auto team, okay? I find it best to use particular characters in general. 1 high DPS with no defense down. 1 decent to high DPS with defense down. And then debuff lead, like White Fox, Dr. Voodoo, Enchantress. Okay? Have one of those characters lead, and then a DPS with defense, high defense down, and a medium to high DPS that has no defense down, so the 2 all defense downs don't clash. Now, if you have if one has all defense down and the other one has, say, like fire defense down, that's different. Those are two different stats. They won't clash. They'll actually work in tandem with each other. So a good team for this would be like White Fox lead with Odin and Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider has fire defense down, but he does not have all defense down. Odin, on the other hand, has all defense down on his 5 and his 2. And I would suggest running Odin, letting the AI play Ghost Rider, and switching Odin's rotation around. Normally you would use the 3 to the 5 to the 2 and then to the 4. Well, I find it easier for Odin, when using Odin on stages, to use the 5 first. 5 cancel 3 cancel 4, and then the 2, because the 5 has all defense down on it. The 2 has some, but it's low. Use the 5 first, so that way when Ghost Rider's out there throwing down his and attacking, as well as your own, you get the residual damage from Odin's 5, Ghost Rider's attacking, and it's all on high defense down. It's amplified by White Fox, or Dr. Voodoo, or Enchantress, whatever one you use. And it'll make it much faster, much smoother. You could do that. Cable's a good character to run through there with. Gambit's pretty good too, because he has the 60% all defense down. Amped up with White Fox, it's like 82%, something like that. Just mess with your teams. I use this team in particular because I don't have to worry about damage. I don't have to worry about defense down. Grant you, Odin has an 80% defense down, and Silver Surfer has a 60, so it fluctuates. Jean has a mind defense down. So, I mean, yeah, it does fluctuate, but because I have Odin with a Rage, my Silver Surfer is built with a Greed, my Jean is built with a Greed, it makes it a little bit easier for the stages for me to auto clear simply because I have two characters with greeds. Now, grant you, they're not the best CTPs for PvE, but because they're universal and because they have a rotating damage proc, it amplifies them already being universal. So they're going to go in and get a particular percent damage increase to all types, right? Well, their greed's just going to enhance that because it cycles through different types. So no matter what type of enemy hits the stage, those two characters will be able to do efficient damage consistently on those stages. And then Odin is there to back it up with an 80% all defense down and his rage. So it works very, very well for me. And so that's what I use as an auto team. I wouldn't suggest this team unless you're autoing a lower stage than what you have completed, but it's what works for me. And ultimately, you want to do what's best and what works for you the best as well, based on your cards and builds. But that's a more in-depth detail about Dispatch. Thanks for watching. Locke signing out. Have a good one.